Hi there, buds. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that ever since the pandemic has started, I've developed a huge addiction to plants. Like, it's bad. I think I have over 55 houseplants at this point, and now we're growing outdoor plants. We have a flower garden that I'll show you. Like, I basically become a farmer. We're growing tomato plants. I don't know what has happened to me. I've never been into plants this much before in my entire life. I mean, I've always enjoyed nature, but I've never been someone with just like a bunch of plants. But I'm digging the vibe. It's definitely an expensive little hobby to have between all the pots and the soil and the plants. It can get to be expensive. But this has been acquired over the last few months in this house. I probably will not be acquiring any more plants anytime soon because literally we're going to be moving hopefully in the next couple of months. We're looking at buying a house, and the less plants to move the better. So I don't know why I developed this addiction in a 1-year rental house, but when we went into this house, we didn't know that we were going to be looking at potentially buying by the end of the lease, and now we are. And so now it's like, let's stop acquiring plants. Anyways, let's appreciate the plants that I have together. Let me show you guys my indoor jungle. I guess we'll start the tour right here and then go all the way around this room. And this is just one room's worth of plants. So this is gonna be a long video, bear with me. Okay, so the tall bush in this plant is a blueberry bush. And then underneath it, we just have some flowers, all different types of flowers growing from seed. We have some African daisies right here. We have blue morning glories right here. And then in the back, kind of vining up, those I think are supposed to be pink and purple morning glories. Towards the back, we have petunias. In front right here, we have carnations. Back there, we have marigolds. And in front, we have cosmos. And then next to the cosmos is, I think, my absolute favorite plant. It's a burgundy rubber tree. We've had this for about a month now, and it has grown so fast. I just love seeing the leaves unfurl from this little red stem, and it happens so fast. This was one of its new leaves, and I broke a window in our sunroom, and then the glass shattered and cut the leaf, which is really, really sad. But I just think it's so pretty. I love how dark the leaves are. It's just really striking. Below my burgundy rubber tree, we have some pods that we have filled with snapdragons. These have gotten so big. These were like the tiniest little seedlings, and I cannot believe how big they've gotten. I can't wait to just plop these into the flower garden to add some diversity and kind of like mix in a bunch of flowers. We have some sweet William growing. We also have some Shasta daisies growing, some lettuce growing, some basil growing. This plant back here is called a Moon Valley Friendship plant. It's seen better days. It's struggling right now. When we first got it, it was way fuller and it kind of died almost completely off, but it is starting to come back. As you can see, those are new leaves right here. And I really, really like this plant because of the texture of it. Like, it's really weird. Like, it feels, I don't know how to describe it. It's the weirdest texture in the world. It's almost bumpy, but fuzzy. It's really, really weird. And I love the name of it. I mean, who wouldn't want a Moon Valley Friendship plant? Next to my Moon Valley Friendship plant, I have an Imperial Red Philodendron, which is also growing some mushrooms in it. This sunroom gets really, really humid when it snows or when we get rain, and it's been very humid in Colorado over the past probably 2 weeks. And so a few of our things have been growing mushrooms. If anybody knows how to stop that from happening, let me know. I mean, mushrooms are cool and everything, but I don't really want them growing in my house plants. And I don't know if they're gonna damage my plants in the long run. So I've been trying to cut them out as I notice them, but I've been a little lazy about that lately. Here is a struggling clearance plant that I got. I learned my lesson about buying clearance plants. I kind of stopped buying them unless they're in really good condition, because at first I thought, oh, surely I can bring plants back, but it's way harder to bring a plant back than you would think. We have some lavender seedlings growing. This is just a pot that we have with lavender filled in it. And then right next to it, that is our cat grass, which, as you can see, we've had our cat and dogs all up in it. They've dug it, There's dirt all over the floor. I thought buying cat grass would be neat just to keep the cat from chewing on everything else that she shouldn't be chewing on since we have so many plants. And like, yeah, it's a good distraction, but it's also dirty because they like dig them out by the root. Next to our cat grass is a purple waffle plant. It looks like it's dead, doesn't it? But it's not dead at all. It actually is supposed to look kind of wrinkled and crinkly, like that's the way this plant is supposed to look, and I thought that the color was so pretty, so yeah, that's our little waffle plant. Up on this windowsill, we have my croton. This has grown so slow, but it's finally starting to grow new leaves in there. I'm gonna try to focus and show you. See, look at those new leaves. So the croton we have, I think this is called an anthurium, and next to the anthurium, we have 2 tomato plants. They're Better Boy tomatoes. That's Matt's favorite variety of tomatoes. So we got 2 of those plants. They've grown so much taller since when we first got them. And we should be able to plant everything in the ground in the next probably 2 weeks, which I'm really glad about because these things are getting really, really tall. Right here we have our struggling yucca cane. This thing has seen better days. When we first got it, it looked a lot better. But we moved it into the sunroom and it seems to be doing a lot better because we did have it indoors and I don't think it was getting enough light, and now it's looking a lot better than it was. It was looking more like these leaves all over, and now you can see the new leaves look really nice and healthy. Next to the yucca is the fiddle leaf fig, which we thought for the longest time was not gonna do well in our house. Like, we had it in Matt's office and it just would not grow at all. The minute we moved it to the sunroom, it put out this big new leaf. So maybe we will one day have a nice fiddle leaf fig. They tend to be kind of expensive at the grocery stores I've seen, so we started with like a really small one because I hate buying big plants and then them dying on you and you having spent a lot of money on it and it just kind of goes down the drain. So yeah, this is our little small fiddle leaf fig that will hopefully be a big fiddle leaf fig tree one day. Above our fiddle leaf fig, we have a philodendron Brazil hanging up here. It honestly hasn't grown very much since we've got it. I really want it to trail, but it's just grown so slow. I don't know what to do. It's in a bright spot, so I don't know. And it's been getting enough water. We fertilize it. I don't know what to do. And going back down, we have a ponytail palm right here. It's called a ponytail palm because it looks like a big ponytail like that. It has a ball at the root, and basically that stores a bunch of water in it. So you don't have to water this very often at all. It's been super easy, and the ponytail has gotten pretty tall since we first got it. So hopefully this will be a nice tall palm tree in our house one day. And next to the ponytail palm, I have a struggling Dracaena right here. This is our second Dracaena that we have. We accidentally bought 2 of them. One is in Matt's office and it's doing way better than this one. But this one has pink stripes on the leaves, which is really, really pretty. We didn't know that when we first got it. It was a clearance plant that was like basically almost all the way dead. And we've kind of revived it. All the leaves kind of looked like the end part when we first got it. And now they're actual leaves. So sometimes these clearance plants come back, but most of the time we have not had good luck with the ones that are not in good condition. I have an absolutely massive philodendron hope. Like, this is the biggest leaf on it. It is huge. The lighting is not doing it justice, but this leaf is like, that's my hand, that's the leaf. It is massive. You could basically eat like dinner off of that leaf. And it just goes on and on and on and outward. And it has this new leaf coming out right here. I'm super curious to see how big it's gonna get and what shape it's gonna be, because some of them are like really basic shaped. Like, smaller leaves are kind of rounder, and then as they get bigger, they mature into like this weird oblong shape. I don't know, I really like the shape of these big leaves. Now let's get to everything hanging on this shelf. So on the top of the shelf, we have 2 of these cilantro plants that we actually grew from seed. It is so neat growing herbs from seed. Like, I cannot wait to actually be able to use some of this, like in cooking or something. I don't really like cilantro, to be 100% honest. We accidentally bought the seeds. I'm gonna keep keep it real with you, so I probably won't use this in cooking. We're just kind of growing it to grow it, but yeah, so we have 2 little cilantro plants up there. JK, I thought we had 2 cilantro plants, but we actually have 4. Those 2 on the other shelf right there, those are cilantro plants too. The other plant that was on the second shelf is this peppermint plant, and oh my god, it smells so good, and it's grown so much since we first got it. It was like down to like maybe here when we first got it, so all of this is like new growth. This is like one of the only ones that really has a smell so far, like one of the only herbs we have. Like we're growing quite a few, but none of the other ones have a smell yet, but this peppermint, oh my god, it smells so good. It's so minty. It smells exactly like what you would think mint would smell like. And then on the bottom shelf, we have this parsley, which is growing really leggy and big. Like, it was not like this. Now it's basically a little parsley bush at this point. It was just a small little plant when we first got it, but these herbs grow really, really fast. If you've never grown like your own herbs, try it. You can do it in like your windowsill in small little pots, and it's so gratifying to grow something that you'll actually like use in your kitchen, because parsley is something that we actually like, and I'll actually use it in cooking. I would be remiss not to mention the biggest plant in here by far, my spider plant. This thing is absolutely massive. I know it is like one of the most common plants. I used to not even think spider plants were really that cool at all. I used to associate them with my grandma because she always had them growing up. So I never thought of them as being like a really cool plant to have, but like this has brought me so much joy. Seeing all these little babies grow off the plant is the neatest thing ever. Like, look at all these baby spider plants. They are everywhere. And they just keep growing more and more and more. It's reaching up to the ceiling. It's insane. I love this plant so much, and I cannot believe that I got it for $12.99. It was almost this size already. It's been such a low maintenance plant. It's gotten like a lot bigger as far as like it's trailing way more than what it was when we first got it. But it's been super easy to take care of. I absolutely love this spider plant. Up here I have a Monstera adansonii. Sorry about the lighting. It is not wanting to focus well. Here's one of the leaves. It has holes in it. It's called a Swiss cheese plant. I spent way more than I wanted to on this plant. It's like one of those fucking trendy plants. So I ended up spending like $30 on it. And it's like already got browning leaves in it. So hopefully it lives. And then the last hanging plant on this side of the front porch is our strawberry plant, which look at the little strawberry. We already have a ripe strawberry. It like looks like it's ready to be picked, to be 100% honest. That one doesn't. That one looks a little underripe. But that one looks really, really ripe. I actually might pick this, and I think we're gonna eat this. Let's eat this and see how it is. I've always had the best luck with strawberry plants. We had one when we lived in San Francisco, and we left it on our patio, and we would let it die during the wintertime, and it would always come back in the spring and bring us strawberries every single summer. And they were always so good. We always get tiny strawberries. We never get like the ones that you see at the grocery store. I don't know how they grow such big strawberries. They probably have some type of special genetic or something. I don't know. Ours are normally really tiny, but they always taste really good. So, cheers. If you guys have never grown strawberries before, try it. It's also another really easy thing to do. And it's so gratifying growing something and eating it. And it actually tasting better than what you can get at the store. There's like something so gratifying about growing your own food. So try strawberries. It's always been like the easiest thing for me, and it's probably the first plant that I really maintained and grew for like a couple of years. Speaking of strawberries, I also have a blackberry plant right here. We haven't gotten any blackberries from it thus far, but it's really early in the season. I mean, like it's only April now? It's almost May. I think next week it's gonna be May. So hopefully we'll get some blackberries out of this. We bought it from Home Depot, I think, so we'll see how that goes. We also got this fern at Home Depot, which hangs on our back porch, but because it's been so cold for the past couple weeks, it's gone inside. I think we can finally move it back outside, to be 100% honest. It's struggling quite a bit. If anybody has any fern advice, let me know, because this is our second one, no, third fern that has just like drastically died on us very fast on us. Like, we buy ferns like fresh flowers. Like, they're normally like $15 to $20. We'll buy it, it'll last about a month, and then we buy another one. And I literally hate doing that. I hate buying things that die very fast. I mean, I am someone who still buys cut flowers, but like that brings me like a lot of joy. Matt loves ferns, so we consistently buy ferns, but I find it to be such a waste of money because it's like, it's $20 and they just like they decline for us so rapidly. We need to figure out how to take better care of our ferns. To finish off the side of the room, we have to go along the entire perimeter's windowsill because we have seedlings going all the way around this room. So let's start over here. We have some lettuce plants right here. These are some more mature ones than the ones that we had over there. We have watermelon plants started right here, all the way across. We have our cantaloupe plants right here. Large onions back there. And then we have some bunching onions right here. And then those down there are mini pumpkins, which they go all the way back through there. Then on this side of the sunroom, it's basically mostly sunflowers. So all of these are sunflowers and all of these are sunflowers. Like, look how fucking tall these sunflowers have gotten. Oh my gosh. We didn't know that they were gonna grow so fucking fast. We started them way too early because now we have these like huge ass like sunflowers to plant into the ground, which I'm not mad at, but we should have directly sowed these in the ground, I think, because they grew so fucking fast, and now we have to maintain them all in these little pots. But yeah, that's our sunflowers. We should have tons of sunflowers this summer. Hopefully they come up and bloom by the time we move out of this house, because we move out at the end of July. I have a Hoya Crimson Princess right here. It's my only Hoya that I have, but I want more. I first didn't like understand why people love Hoya so much, and now that I have one, I find it to be so pretty. Like, I love these vines. So pretty to me. Anyways, we have some birdhouses right here that we painted. This is the one that I painted, and that's the one that Matt painted. I purchased this at a local plant store, and it was like a chop your own salad thing. So it has like just about every type of lettuce that you can think of in here, or leafy green basically. Matt's already had one salad from it and he said it was so good. So this was already a good purchase. Like, I hope that he makes a couple salads off of this. And as you chop it, they keep growing back. So you just kind of have like an infinite salad bowl growing right here with all types of variety. It literally looks like one of those baby spring mixes you would buy from the grocery store. I have an African violet. This is my mom's absolute favorite plant. She has so many of these, so I was like, I have to get one because it reminds me of my mom, and the leaves are fuzzy, which I really like. Look how pretty it is. We have our cucumber plants going along this window edge right here. Lots of cucumber plants. This is a flowering begonia right here. So pretty. I have a peace lily right here. Down here we have our golden pothos. I have a marble queen pothos. And then my pride and joy, this neon pothos. It's so big and I absolutely love the neon color. If you're a beginner at plants, get a pothos. They literally are the hardest things to kill and they grow so fast. This is another type of croton that we have down here. It's called a croton, I think a croton mamie. And this is a croton bush on fire. I really like my crotons. I got the one over there, and then we got these two because I absolutely love that they come in like all different colors. Look at those leaves. So pretty. This is our gardenia plant. It has seen better days. It is one of the plants that has kind of struggled on us. It keeps getting these brown tips on their leaves. If anybody knows how to fix that on a gardenia tree, leave a comment down below. Let me know. We're not plant experts. And that completes our front porch, which is only a portion of the plants that we have. So let's go inside and I'll show you guys all the plants in our living room. Then I'll show you Matt's office. Then I'll show you my office. I think the kitchen has a few. Our bedroom. And then outside, because like I said, I have an addiction. Like, I absolutely love plants. They bring me so much joy. They're so simple, such like a wholesome hobby, you know what I mean? Like, it's so just like pure and innocent, and I just love planting. Like, it's so therapeutic. It's very, very relaxing. For someone with anxiety, it's so therapeutic to like put your energy into something and watch it grow. I don't know. Anyways, let's go inside and I'll show you guys more plants. This I think is called a mascane. It might be called a yucca tree. I don't know. I get them confused, but we pretty much revived this one. Like, it was literally dead. Every single leaf on it was dead in the clearance section. We brought it home, chopped every leaf off, and was like, hopefully, you know, it has a good root system because it's this huge cane, so surely it'll come back and sprout new leaves, and it did. All these are new leaves. It doesn't look 100% like it should right now, but it's on its way there. It is literally on its way there. This is our oldest plant right here. It's called a Patonia or nerve plant. We have literally almost lost this plant so many times. Like, it's dried up on us, it's shriveled up, it's looked like it was literally on its last leg. It's the most dramatic plant ever. Like, when it needs water, it looks like it's like 100% dead. And then you give it water and it just like comes 100% back to life. But this was the plant that started the addiction, the Patonia. This section over here is my pride and joy. It's also the thorn in my side. These are my favorite plants over here. This is my calathea collection. I love calatheas so much. I think that they are literally the most striking houseplant you can get on the face of the planet. They come in so many different designs and colors, and they look like completely different plants. I'm obsessed. Like, they're so high maintenance though. They're known for being very, very hard to take care of. We have to keep them right next to a humidifier. We monitor the temperature and humidity for these things. And yet, and still, half of the calatheas over here are dead or just like really, really struggling. So let's take you through these calatheas. This is our Calathea roseo picta. It's so pretty. It has like a pink stripe in it. Calatheas, when they grow, their leaves come out in this like curled pattern, and then they unfurl from that. It's really, really neat to watch. It almost looks like a flag being like unfurled or something. This right here was a Calathea royal that came in the mail. I ordered it online, and it literally, it looked so bad when it came in. They gave me a refund for it, and it's completely died off, but I refuse to think that it's not going to come back because the calatheas grow from their rhizomes, so they grow from underneath the soil. So I'm like, maybe it'll come back, maybe it'll shoot out a new leaf. I'm just going to leave it there and water it and give it love and hope that maybe I get my Calathea royal back, because right now it's just an empty pot. This is a Calathea vitata. I really, really like the stripes on this one, and it's actually doing pretty well for us. Unlike this one that has stripes on it, this one was the one that I really wanted to do well. It's the Calathea pinstripe, but like, as you can see, the leaves are just dying off on it. You can kind of see what it was supposed to look like up here. Like, it's supposed to have pink stripes on the leaves, and it almost looks like they're painted on. It's such a pretty plant, but mine isn't pretty at all. And then up here, this Calathea out of all of them is doing the absolute best. This is a Calathea peacock. When we got it, it was definitely not half this size, and it's grown so much. It's so pretty. Calatheas are also known as prayer plants because they actually move and they look like they're praying. At night, their leaves go up like this, and then during the daytime, the leaves are turned downward. Most of the time, calatheas also have like some type of color or pattern on the backside of the leaf. Like this one's backside of the leaf is purple, so when it goes upward, you can actually see the pattern and the color on the underside of the leaf, which is really, really neat. But this one is so dramatic. Like its leaves come up like so much and they go down so much. And I just love the pattern because it really does remind me of a peacock. And the fact that it actually like spreads out and like goes together, I totally see why they named this the peacock calathea. Next to that, we have a calathea triostar that is like struggling, not doing well at all. I have like either hit or miss luck with calatheas. Either they thrive in my home, as you guys can see that gnat right there. They attract fungus gnats so badly. We have these little yellow sticky things, as you can see. They're gnat stuck all over too. It's kind of gross, but it keeps them from flying around and attracts them very, very well. We've noticed a lot less flying around since using these little sticky traps. But yeah, some calatheas do well. This one is not. This right here, I cannot remember what the hell it was. It basically died off. I thought it was completely dead, and then it shot out this leaf. One singular leaf. I have no idea what this calathea is called. Oh, it's a dotty. That's what it is. The leaves on this one will turn black as it ages, and the stripe becomes pink. It's so pretty. It had a bunch of leaves when I first got it, and then they all died off, and now I'm like, what the hell are you? But yeah, I think that's a calathea dotty. Next to the dotty, I have a lemon lime maranta. This has been doing very, very well. You can see it's putting out a new leaf right there, and a new leaf down there too. That one's actually uncurling already. I absolutely love the marantas. I have another maranta as well, and these are really, really dramatic. They move so much, and I just love the pattern on them. I think that they look so striking and just eye-catching. This is the calathea that started my calathea addiction. This is the calathea medallion. I think it is so pretty. I think it looks like a painting. Like, look at the leaf pattern. It literally looks like somebody painted that on. Mother Nature is so neat. Like, it really does look like a piece of art to me. I absolutely love my calathea medallion. It's shooting out a new leaf in the center right there. It's done really well for me too. When we first got it, it was like maybe half this size, and it keeps putting out new leaves and loving life. So not all calatheas are that finicky. I mean, mine does have humidity controlled environment and temperature controlled environment, but this one actually seems like it's not that picky at all. This is another calathea rosiopicta that is struggling. We got it and it was struggling when I got it, which was a mistake. I don't know why I keep picking up plants that are struggling. It's because I have plants that are on a wish list, and then I'll see it in the store and the only ones that they'll have are struggling, and I don't have the will to say, no, I don't want that. And so then I still take it home. That's the story of this plant. Hopefully it does better in the future. Up on this shelf, this calathea I just need to get rid of, but I don't really want to. It's a variegated maranta, which means it has like these little white slashes in it. It's so pretty, but it has just declined so rapidly since being here that I think I might need to just get rid of it. Ugh. Back there is my red stripe maranta. That was my first maranta, and then I ended up getting this big maranta because I loved this little one so much. And that's a new leaf right there. Up there is a velvet leaf calathea, and it's called that because it literally feels like velvet. And then that one up there, I can't remember what type of calathea it is. I think it's a Setosa gray star, maybe. Then we also have this calathea rattlesnake, which Daisy chewed part of it up. That sits on our living room table. And then this was a pink polka dot plant, which has died. I need to throw it away. As you guys can see, I have a problem throwing away plants. Like whenever a plant dies, I'm always like, oh, I can bring it back. It'll come back. Or I just don't want to admit the defeat and throw it away. And so then I hold on to these dead plants and I need to get rid of them because they attract pests, which will end up harming all of my plants that aren't dead yet. You know what I mean? So I need to like learn to let go. That is all my calatheas and everything that is in our living room. Let's move to the dining room. I have a snake plant down here. It's actually doing really well. It just put out that new pup right there, and it's got another one right next to it coming up, and it's actually grown pretty fast, which I don't think snake plants are supposed to grow fast, but this one actually has grown pretty fast for us. This right here is some sort of lily. I don't know what type of lily it is. It had a purple flower. It used to have a bunch of purple flowers. They died off. That's normal. But yeah, this is some type of lily, and I don't know what type of lily it is. So I don't know. This I think is called a berry syngonium. It's some type of syngonium. It's been doing really, really well, and I got this one on clearance. It didn't look bad at all though. And it's just been shooting out new leaves. Like that's a new leaf right there. And right next to that, we have our silver splash. I can't remember what this is called. Maybe Syndapsis pictus exotica, I think, maybe, or Syndapsis something. I don't know. It's some type of trailing vining plant. It has like a silver metallic splash on it that's actually sparkly. It's so pretty. It looks like somebody like splashed molten silver paint all over the plant. And then this is my golden philodendron. I love this plant. It has grown so fast. I absolutely love the golden color. When we first got it, it mainly had green leaves, and now it's starting to put out these beautiful yellow ones. I absolutely love this. I can't wait to give it another moss pole and just watch it climb up towards the ceiling. Hopefully, that's the goal. This is my Monstera plant. I chopped off so many leaves from this thing because it had just like the basic simple leaves that don't have the tears in it. I think the tears are called fenestrations. But yeah, I kept putting out simple leaves. I kept chopping those leaves off, and now it's putting off leaves that look like this, and this was its newest leaf. That literally looks like a piece of wallpaper to me. It's so pretty. We have this grow light up here. It's attached to a rod. I really, really love this grow light for houseplants because it has 4 arms on it and you can bend them any type of way that you want so that you can kind of cover a large area and lots of plants. This one light covers this plant, this whole area over here. It gives the snake plant a little bit of extra light. And then it also gives light to all of the plants over here as well, which is really nice from one grow light. I'll leave a link to this grow light and any grow lights I use or any plant things that I've used in the description box of this video if you guys are interested. Over here, this is called a false Aurelia plant. I just really like the way the leaves look. They're super skinny. The whole tree looks just like super delicate and I really love it. And then I added this basket to it and it really just made it a whole vibe, I feel like. This is one of my favorite plants. And when we first got it, Matt hated it. Now he loves it. This is my little succulent shelf. I have a burro's tail right here and a string of, I think this is bananas right here. Up here I have a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which I hope will grow really big. I spent probably way too much money on this on Etsy for a small plant, but I really wanted it, and it's one of those trendy plants. I don't like trendy plants, as you guys can hear. I don't like spending a lot of money on plants. This up here is a Tradescantia. I can't remember the last part of the name, but it's the green and yellow one. It's grown very well for us. Like, I love how it's like vining off towards the side right there. We have this zebra plant on the dining room table. This is one of Matt's favorite plants. And then this right here is our China doll tree, which has grown so big. All of probably from here up is all new growth, and it just has grown so wide as well. I really love this tree. All right, so that's all the plants in the living room. We'll move to my office, then we'll move to Matt's office, and then we will move to the bedroom, and then finally the flower garden. And then I guess I'll end this video. It is so weird filming a video where I'm not smoking and there's nothing weedy about it. I filmed probably, I think this is my 231st YouTube video that I've posted, and out of that, I probably posted maybe 2 videos that don't involve weed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you are. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what your favorite plant is. Let me know if I'm missing some plants that I should add to my collection. Probably don't do that because I don't need to buy any plants right now, but you can do that. It'll entice me. And it'll build up my willpower, right? That's what we'll say. We'll just go with that. All along this wall, we have begonias and a money tree. I have a lot of begonias in my office because I don't get a lot of bright light in here. These require medium light, and they've been doing pretty well. I don't know what type of begonia this is, but it's definitely my biggest begonia. I just love the leaves on begonias. I feel like they look like they're from like a different planet. Like this doesn't look like it's from Earth at all. This is another begonia. I think they just called this one a begonia rex. It's got a few leaves dying on it, but it's still doing pretty good. And I absolutely love this pink pattern on the inside of it. I've also got this begonia right here. It's seen better days. When I first got it, it was looking a lot better than this. I don't know why certain begonias love my office and then certain ones decline fairly rapidly. And then this is my little money tree, which I leave in my office in hopes that it brings me money. So get a money tree, put it in your office, and hopefully it brings in money. I will say I've been earning more money since buying my money tree, so maybe there's something to that. And then I have this begonia rex that sits on my desk, which has a grow light attached to the little base. The base also lights up different colors. And it just sits like that on my desk all the time. It's been growing really well under this grow light. This grow light actually works really, really well. Now in Matt's office, we have another Dracaena. This one is much bigger. It's doing way better than the one out there. It doesn't have the pretty pink stripes in it, but that's the other Dracaena that we have. And then right here, we have a bromeliad that has been in bloom for a very long time, and it looks like the bloom is finally starting to die off. That's supposed to happen though, so hopefully it'll come back. In the kitchen, we only have one plant, our watermelon peperonia, but we do have a bunch of seedlings going over here. We have tomatoes, some more snapdragon, broccoli, lemon trees, and apple trees started from seed. I know that that's going to take like 10 to 15 years before I ever see a tree, but it's just so gratifying growing things from seed, so we decided to try that and they sprouted, so there's some mini apple trees down there. And then back here I have some plants propagating in water. And in the master bedroom, we have the final indoor plant. This is our Majesty Palm. It is so big, like it almost hits the ceiling. The ceilings are not very short. I love this plant. This was like the first big plant I ever purchased, and it's actually lived. And now that the weather is pretty, I can't wait to sit this outside on our back porch. Speaking of back porch, let me show you guys the flower garden outside. And this is our flower garden. We have a little schnauzer wind thing. When the wind is blowing, its little legs move. And it looks like he's running. And then look at all the flowers. We planted all these bulbs back in the winter time. Probably in, November, I think is when we planted these. And they're all coming up. Like, I think 100% of the bulbs came up. We didn't amend the soil at all, and the soil was not good in this garden bed, and I'm just shocked that they all came up. I don't know what these flowers are called, but we have a bunch of them in all different colors in the front. We have a bunch of daffodils towards the center. And in the back, we have tulips. And then that little watering can has string lights that come out of it, and they like flash and blink at nighttime. It's so pretty. It looks like it's like pouring sparkles all over the garden. But yeah, that's our flower garden. I've never had a flower garden, and I cannot believe that they all are blooming. In a couple weeks, we'll be planting all of our vegetables and stuff in this garden. And then we still have to prep this garden right here because it's still all overgrown. It was so much work. This garden right here looked just like this garden right here. And it was so much work hoeing up all the grass and amending the soil and getting it all ready to garden in. But if we did it for this one, hopefully we can do it for this one as well. Thank you guys so much for watching my little garden tour. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're gardening this year because this is my first year gardening. Let me know if you have any tips for first-time gardeners because I am a first-time gardener. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this little non-weedy video. And I'll see you guys around for whatever stony activity or video I come up with for next time. It will involve weed next time. Bye guys.